Something really suspicious just happened. You know what I did, ladies and gentlemen? My last video, I just did a take on this. My phone did not shut off, as it normally does. What happened is I went on the worst tangent I think I've ever went on. And 14 minutes in, I realized I had done it. See, the topic of the video, and I'm refilming it now, was why you cannot have life without death. Life is... What is the word? What's the term? Death is conducive to life. And instead, I made this example that I'm going to make in this one too. And for some reason, I went on talking about population control. Like, I was 14 minutes into the video, and I stopped the video, and I went back and I was watching it, and I was like, wait, what the fuck happened? I went from talking about the topic to talking about why population control was a problem. Don't fucking ask me. It was like 5 minutes into the video, and I went, phew, and went off on a whole other topic. I was like, dude, oh shit. Alright, here we go. Deleted it, and here's take 2. Before I get into this, you're noticing the cameras, you're probably not noticing much of a difference, but I got a tripod. I'm in a better filming environment too, and I'm back to my backlight. My other TV is at my mom's place. The one I used to, one that made my face look all blue looking. It was, it's at my mom's. I'm using a 65-inch Mitsubishi projection TV with the projectors. I prefer them over modern flat screens. They're easier to work on. Something goes bad, it's more than likely the projector's pop a new one in. It's that fucking easy, especially with this model. It's built like a widescreen TV. It's not in the cabinet. But and I also want to let you know, also, this is not a permanent filming environment. I'm going to film here occasionally like I do in some of these other areas, but I'm working on a permanent one outside that camper that's at my mother's house. It's, I got a table I'm going to put out there because I'm digging a fire pit out there, and I said, you know how cool it would be to have a filming area? I could take this tripod I'm filming on here, because I bought a tripod recently, and figured I'd use it for videos, seeing as it's stable. I ain't gonna hold this shit in my hand or prop it up on a TV remote or a shoe or something. I can actually have a tripod, which is what I got here. But I was thinking to myself, you know, how cool would it be to film in an area like outside the camper when I can have a fire going while I'm filming. You can see the glow of the fire off my face and the wall of the camper, and you know, I think it'd be nice. It'd be a relaxing environment too, and to film outside as well. And, you know, it'd be a different perspective from where I'm sitting on the back porch of my mom's house, and you see the phone kind of aiming up at my face at an angle, and you see me from like this, like you do in some other videos. Now you're seeing me head on, at a slight angle because the tripod won't sit up perfectly straight, but you know, whatever. Anyway, I just thought it'd be cool, you know, to film outside, change the environment up so it's more vibrant, you know. I thought you might like it better, but let me know. You know, I don't know if you like this setup better, where I'm indoors and I have this setup here where the lights are off. I'm using the backlight from the TV, or if you want me to try it outside. I'm gonna try it outside anyway, and we'll just see whichever one you like best, and let me know. But anyway, topic of this video. Let's try this again. See if I don't get off on a tangent. Why death is conducive to life, and you cannot have life without death. Pretty much, in short, people like to say that death is a negative thing. It should be frowned upon. It's something you should be scared of, when it's something you should look forward to, because in my mind, death gives you a higher purpose. When you die, you should view it, instead of saying, oh, I'm dead, there's so much stuff that I have not fulfilled yet, there's so many things I have not done. Instead, you should say, I'm dying, I'm making way for more people. Because the truth is, without death, overpopulation comes in and kicks everybody's asses and kills millions and sends us all back to the Dark Ages or something like that. Or without death, you cannot make room for more life. Say that their overpopulation came in, and this is where I got off on the tangent in the other one, but I ain't doing it this time. Say population control got in, was a big problem. We never went to other worlds, we stayed here, we all died. Well, guess what? Our death leads to more life. In the decomposing, rotting bodies of humans, there's going to be some kind of bacteria sitting there in our rotting flesh that will then slowly over time evolve into something else. So through us dying, we make room for more intelligent life on this planet 50 bajillion years down the road, where it couldn't have evolved with us here. Because with us here, we're eradicating all these diseases and all this stuff. You know, in 4 million years, polio could be a... I'm not saying you should die and shouldn't eradicate these diseases. I'm just giving you an example here. Polio could evolve into intelligent life. No one ever thinks of stuff like that. Polio could grow legs and have a voice and could have vocal cords and reproductive organs and things in 4 million years. It could look like me sitting here. The fucking flu virus could be sitting here talking to you 1 million years from now. People don't think of not longer than that, maybe a couple billion because it's still a bacterial cell. But you understand what I mean. You get my point. When anything dies, it leads way for new life. Like with humans, when the dinosaurs died, we couldn't have ever evolved if the dinosaurs were around. Because they would eat us. We were much smaller than them. They would have eaten us. They would have made us go extinct far, far before... far before we even advanced. We'd still be pretty well just hairless monkeys by the time we went extinct because of the dinosaurs. The dinosaurs go extinct, now it makes room for humans. There you go. So, you see what I mean. Death is not to be frowned upon, in my personal opinion. I view it as something positive. That without death, life cannot thrive. Say, trying to come up with something here. Here's your good example. But it's from a, no, it's a bad one. I'll think of something here in a second, but, what I'm trying to say is, I'm trying to come up with a good example of why, here you go. And it's a really piss-poor example, but it'll give you an idea of what I mean. Just to get the point, you already know what I mean, because I've made several examples already, but just to push the point a bit more. In World War II, here's your, the ancient times, ancient Rome. The pagans die, which leads to, well, they were killed by the Christians, obviously, and the Islamists, fucking assholes. But pagans died, which led to Christianity thriving. At the time, Christianity was the big cheese. I mean, paganism was the big cheese, and everyone was a pagan. Christianity was seen as a retarded cult. It got just enough traction to kick down the pagans, gain a few seats in the Senate in Rome, and there it went. It went from there. Killed off all the pagans, burned down the great library of Alexandria, took captive a bunch of pagan texts and hid them away so nobody could learn anything ever again. And Christianity ruled for 1,000 years, and the majority of Earth was Christian. Or the majority of the known world of Earth. Mesopotamia, Europe, things like that. Christian for thousands of years. And here comes paganism again. And atheism and new ideas on down the line. Now that you have the internet, people are more open, and also with the invention of the printing press in the 1600s, it sort of killed that. But you get what I'm saying. Life, that's not an example of life, that's an example of life killing life to make room for a different ideology, but you see what it's a piss poor example, but if you get what I'm saying, in order for something to thrive, something has to die. So death is a good thing. And, like, say if we go to space right now, I can see us being space pirates. Humans, they're motivated by one thing. Most people are motivated by profit motive. This is profit motivation. They want to go to space and mine comets. Why? Oh, not for the benefit of the people. Not so everybody can have... This is why I hate capitalism. And I'm not a socialist or communist either. Anything to do with some kind of currency, I fucking hate it. Nothing wrong with having an economy, but the idea of the dollar and currency it pisses me off. And that's what capitalism revolves around. In its core, it's a good system. I'll make a video on it later, but it does piss me off, some elements of it. But anyway, why are we going to mine comets? Okay, not because we can use it for the good of the people, so I personally can make a shitload of money on it. For your own gain. Okay, so you must not care about this race of aliens out here. Say we go to planet Xenos. The Sector system or some crap in Andromeda Galaxy. We leave this galaxy, we go to the Andromeda 1,000 years from now. That planet, Captain Kirk or whatever, that planet over there has these elephant-like creatures with sentient intelligence, and they have nuclear bombs. Kill them, destroy them all, take their shit and resell it in our market. That'll be what happens. Take their shit, mine everything off their planet, and we'll move to the next one. We'll be like the Borgs from Star Trek, just mining shit and assimilating everything for our own monetary gain. To be the shittiest assholes in the galaxy. But that will be what happens if we don't die. We will move through the universe and take everything. So eventually, there has to be a point at which we stop. We got to stop sometime. There will come a point where we die, or we have to go away, so that other life can either keep on going, or you know what I mean. Can either keep on going or start to go, or start to evolve. The old has to die out to make room for the new. Good example of this is another example here with the Anunnaki story of the Sumerians. They come to Earth and they genetically evolve the primates and make humans, use them as a slave race. We cannot make our own way and get anywhere for these slave masters that we have. So Enki revolts against the Anunnaki, according to the lore anyway, and helps us get free from the Anunnaki, freeing us, and then he's sent to Earth, banned to Earth to live among the humans for the rest of however long he lives, and then the Anunnaki leave, which makes room for us to build our own cultures up and do our own things. We could have never done that without the Anunnaki leaving, without that great war that made them leave the planet, and when they departed, we were able to go. And when I say death of a certain race within that context, when I'm saying that we have to die at a certain point to make it, to provide the opportunity for other races and other things to, make their way. I don't necessarily mean physical death. I don't mean we have to go extinct. I mean we have to make our presence dead as well, so to speak. It's a broad term. I don't necessarily mean that very narrow definition of dead as in you get your head whacked off or you bleed out or something, you physically die. I mean, that's part of it. That's part of the broad definition. But in this particular context, I'm referring to the death of our presence, sort of like the Anunnaki. They left and made room for us to grow. So if we were mining these alien worlds, we would have to leave eventually. Take some stuff, but you gotta go. You can't stay. You gotta go. You gotta kill off your presence, leave, let these guys stay, and let them evolve themselves and do their own thing. That's the way, the cycle of life. Things are born, things die, things change. Everything's constantly changing, dying, and being reborn again. So to say that death is something to be feared is something I can't get behind. Saying death is something negative is something I cannot get behind at all. And as a matter of fact, that idea, I'll make a video on this, but just to give you a little piece of history here, I believe the idea came from Christianity, the Abrahamic paths, that death was some bad thing, because in life, see, if you just if you died without having any sort of impact in the world in the sake of Jesus' name, if you didn't go around preaching the good word, or Allah or something. Abrahamism is both Islam and Christianity, but if you didn't have some great impact from preaching the word, you would die and be sent to hell. So it was like, oh my God, death was something to be afraid of. And it wasn't necessarily death that was feared, it was what came after death, which linked death to what came after. Those two things are linked. Because in order to go to the hereafter, you have to die first. So it's like it was viewed as that negative thing, because it was like, oh, you keel over, hell time, unless you were a good person, which in most cases religious leaders were greedy assholes anyway, and so they feared death because they feared losing their monetary gain, which they'd spent years amounting. But that's sort of where it came from. In pagan lore, death was seen as a good thing because of that same exact very reason. Death made room for rebirth, essentially. That's the whole point of this video. Death is required for the rebirth of for new things. Not the rebirth of you, not necessarily that, but for new things to be born. When the Earth dies one day, the sun's going to explode. This solar system is going to go to shit. Half the galaxy is going to get knocked out by a solar system rocking explosion from the sun when it goes supernova. Okay, well, when the sun goes supernova, the dust from that previous solar system, All these planets are going to get disintegrated into dust. That dust is going to swirl like this, and it's going to combine and form new planets, new stars, and a new solar system with its own planets that can inhabit life and its own life on said planets that will then advance and become just like we were and do their own thing. That couldn't have happened if the solar system did not blink out like that. So, in order for things to be born, there has to be death. Just take that away in this video. And just a quick reminder before I sign off here, my social medias are in the link. I mean, I'll link them in the description, and they won't be in the link. You click the link, it takes you to a link to a link to a link, and you just get stretched through this fucking rabbit hole. But no, it's you'll find links to them in the description. I have an Instagram, a Gab, and a Minds, and a BitChute. I'll link that below, but I don't have anything posted there yet. Don't know why, but I'll link it anyway. I'm making the WordPress tonight. Actually, I already have one, but it hasn't been updated in a while, so I'm not going to bother to link it. And I'm going to talk about philosophical things on there too, probably. Give you some guides on, I don't know, I'll give you helpful tips and tricks on things, because I'm good at working with computers. I can talk about that. It'll be a place where I talk about one specific set thing, not everything like I do on here or my Instagram, where I talk about an assortment of things. But I have to figure out what that is, what I'm going to do with that WordPress. So I'm not going to link it now because it's going to take me a couple days to figure out what I want to do with it. But yeah, you'll see. When I link it, you'll see what I'm doing with it then. But I'm not going to link it now because I don't know what I'm doing with it. And look forward to a new filming setup. But for now, you have to deal with this one for a little while. So yeah, it's nice talking to you. But until next time, my friends, I'll see you around.